This is a 90-90 warm-up. So what we want to do is have our front leg in a 90-degree angle, back leg in a 90-degree angle, and we want our groin to be within a 90-degree angle. This gives us internal rotation of this back leg and then external rotation of this front leg. So from here, all we're going to do, we can go ahead and start with our hands placed on the floor. Have the foot driving down into the floor as we raise that back knee up as high as we can. We're working into this 5 times. And if you can do this with the hands on the floor pretty easily and you want to make it a little bit more challenging, all you need to do is just go ahead and place your hands together and press as hard as you can. We can really work into challenging this movement. Once you're done there, what we're going to do is go ahead and do the opposite. Knee's going to be into the ground, chest is going to come up tall. We're going to raise that back foot up as high as we can and then bring it back down. Working into this 5 times, and again, if this is pretty easy for you to do this with the hands on the floor, go ahead and press your hands together and then raise that leg up. This is going to give it a little bit more of added difficulty and also might stress into this hip a little bit and make this more strong. Now from here, what we're going to do is go ahead and stay in this exact position. We're going to turn our hips or our chest towards the floor, placing our elbows on the floor just like so. Now in this position, what we want to think about is rolling this hip towards this knee as we lift the bottom hip off the ground. So I'm going to roll my hip towards the knee, raise that bottom hip up off the ground, hold for a second, and then come back down. We're just working into this 5 times. This is really focusing on loading into that outside hip muscle, just getting it warmed up and getting it ready to accept load whenever we start working into our warm up. After 5 of these, what I want us to do is go ahead and hold that top position. Then we're going to bring our elbow, our lead elbow and our back knee up off the floor, coming into this star plank position. And then we're going to sink back down into that 90-90, tap the elbow onto the ground, come back up. We're working into this 5 times. This is really challenging, loading into that outside hip and also challenging into that core. And we're working into a little bit of thoracic rotation. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and switch sides.